In this video, we're going to compare the Fuma 2 Rev B to the Peerless Assassin 120 SE using this test bench right here. To start, let's look at some qualitative metrics. Both CPU cooler images show the side of the cooler that would face the RAM. With that in mind, the Peerless Assassin will have RAM clearance issues in most setups. However, the Fuma 2 has a thin fan facing the RAM, which allows this cooler to not have RAM clearance issues in most setups. Both coolers use two 120mm fans, and it is possible to add a third fan on both coolers. Additionally, both coolers are easy to install. Next, let's dig into the performance. We're going to cover two sets of graphs, one normalized by percent speeds and the second normalized by noise levels. Note that these graphs are created by using machine learning models to help break down the performance using over 1 million data points in an open case. This means that performance may differ depending on your case's airflow and your CPU. To orient you to the graph, the left side shows the temperatures corresponding to the solid lines, with the right side showing noise levels represented by the dashed lines. As a general rule, lower is always better for the data shown. With that in mind, we will first look at the fan's performance on an idle CPU, which is assumed to be using 30 watts of power. When comparing the Assassin cooler in red to the Fuma 2 cooler in blue, both coolers perform similarly across the board. However, given that neither fan is expected to go above 50% during idle, sound is not a consideration. As we increase the watts to 105, which is what the CPU is rated for, we see that the Peerless Assassin has better cooling performance at lower speeds. However, that difference shrinks to minimal levels as we approach 100% fan speed on both fans. In regards to sound, the Fuma 2 is quieter at comparable speeds above 55%. Next, we will look at the CPU overclocked to 125 watts. This shows that both CPU coolers have similar performance and can barely handle overclocked temperatures. However, the Fuma 2 remains quieter with similar temperature performance. Next, we will look at the performance for a given noise level. The graph shown has noise on the bottom axis while keeping the temperatures on the side axis. Note that lower is still better for this graph. When comparing the coolers by normalized noise levels, we see that both CPU coolers perform similarly across the board. As we increase the watts to 105, we can see that both coolers have similar performance for a given noise level. And as we increase the wattage to 125, we see this trend continue. Overall, both coolers perform similarly regarding cooling performance. However, given that the Fuma 2 does not have RAM clearance issues, we make this fan the winner for this comparison. If you enjoyed this video, you should check out this one. Thank you for watching.